Hello and welcome to the show. Today's silly car build, I'm going to be using the Saleen S7. People have wanted to see me use this car. I'm not entirely sure why, because it's already pretty crazy as it is. I like the Saleen. It's one of my more favourite of the supercars, this one. It's kind of hard to explain why as well. I tend to like crazy cars, like properly crazy cars, TVR Speed 12, that kind of thing. And this is not the most extreme of vehicles. I mean, if you look at it, it looks, well, like a supercar, like you just expect a supercar. It's not got silly sticky outy bits on it. The livery on this one I got from the storefront. I can't paint. So yeah, it does look like a race car at the moment, but it isn't the most crazy vehicle that you have ever seen. It's not the most powerful vehicle. It is pretty damn quick though. Standard-wise, this car is quick. If we just go have a look at the statistics before I go and dump a silly engine in it, somewhere here, 575 horsepower, 2,700 pounds. You know, not massively exciting figures, if you like. It's not hugely crazy figures on this car. However, it does do 230 miles an hour standard. That's pretty damn impressive for a car that doesn't have as much horsepower as quite a lot of vehicles. Yeah, this is a very, very, very quick car standard, so I'm going to imagine when I put a big engine in it, it'll go pretty damn quick. The engine in question, the 6-litre V12. I could put in, I think that's the NASCAR engine. I could put in the NASCAR engine, get 995 horsepower out of it, or I could put in this one that I believe gets 1,180-ish, something like that. An awful lot of power, probably the most powerful engine in the game. At least I can't think of one that's more powerful. Right, let's stick on some twin turbos, of course. We need some twin turbos. We're going to be keeping this car rear wheel drive. I'm not sure. This could be one of the fastest cars in the game. I think the Saleen might have been previously. I am putting aero parts on because the point of this challenge is to try and beat the Koenigsegg Agera around Road America, one of the Westelter, I can't remember. One of the shortened versions, I can't remember the name of the damn things. The tracks at Road America. I have put on race tyres this time, see? Look, they're definitely race tyres, okay? We can't make the tyres any bigger. We can stick on the wheels. We can drop some of the weight out of this car. Where's the Dymags gone? Somewhere. You over this way? There they are. Put them on. Lose a little bit of weight. Now, this should beat the Koenigsegg. There shouldn't be a competition, really, with this one. That's why I'm not entirely sure why people want to see me use this car, because I have no doubt this will be quicker than the Koenigsegg. It should be much, much faster than the Koenigsegg. It's possible it'll be a pain to control. I can't see it being a massive pain. I mean, I like the Saleen. I've driven the Saleen a bit on here. It's a nice car. Great car to drive, this one. And I can't imagine... Sure, it's going to have a lot of power. It's going to have twice the standard power, but it is a supercar after all. It should be able to deal with the power relatively well, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be an uncontrollable mess. Who knows? Stick on the race parts. Then we're going to have all of these as well. Just because I need every little bit of help I can get with the handling on a 1,000 horsepower supercar. Yeah, we want that as well, and then we want roll cage. Might as well stick that in. Oh dear, menus on 4x4 are suddenly a lot quicker navigating through here. £2,500, pretty light. Certainly not the lightest car that we've seen on this one. Not going to beat the Caterham or the Lotus, and then it just comes to sticking on all of these engine parts and watch the power gradually increase until it gets to silly heights. I don't know if there is a more powerful engine. Let me know. As far as I'm aware, 1,180 is this engine is the most powerful that you can get. There may be another one hiding somewhere that can get more power. So this is going to be the highest PI rating, if you like, of the car, since we're already past the Alpha 33 level. We'll stick that on there. We're up to 1,094. Have I missed something? I don't know. I don't know. I swear that it was more power this got. Maybe this one here. We got to shoot the power up. Oh yeah, it's going to shoot the power up. Jesus, that is a powerful intercooler. Fair enough. And then we are up to, it reckons 262 running aero. This is going to be a mighty fast car. Normally I wouldn't take the aero off for a speed run, but I might have to on this just to see how fast the Saleen can actually go. This is going to be a monster of a car. Still rear-wheel drive, so I'm still going to have to fight for control. There we go, over here. Of course, not as light as the Caterham, won't accelerate as fast. Also, probably won't have quite as good a brakes. Again, it's just a heavier car, so it will take more to get it stopped than in the Caterham and the Lotus. I'm hoping, though, that it's got a little bit more weight to it, should make it less twitchy. That's the plus side of having the extra weight. And of course, this is a supercar designed for a lot of power standard. So yeah, let's give it a go and see how this fares. So far, there's a lot of wheel spin as we would expect. Didn't have too many problems with the bumps. That's a surprise. Pretty nice through the first corner. Yeah, got to be a little bit careful on the throttle, but again, not surprising on that. We top out the rev meter on board very quickly. Holy crap, that's doing 200 miles an hour. Okay, it's very, very fast. Like, that's stupidly fast. The other cars were doing 180-ish. That does... Jesus, that's quick. So yeah, straight line speed on this is phenomenal, but we expected that when we saw the statistics on this car. It's actually pretty solid to drive though. Woo! Bit of oversteer, but on a curb. I'm gonna have to brake really early because I mean, the Venom picks up speed. I've driven the Venom quite a bit on this game. I do like the Hennessy Venom, and that catches you out. It's not that the brakes on the car are bad, it's that it's just so unbelievably fast that your normal braking points are just useless because you're going 50-60 miles an hour quicker than anything else you've ever driven. And I think it's a similar thing with this. It's actually really quite solid through the corners. I mean, we've got perhaps a tiny bit of understeer, but not massive amounts. And I can put the power down, and it grips. There's quite a lot of traction in this car. And yeah, this is not a terrible car. Well, again, I'm not surprised that this is not terrible. This should deal with the power. Racing versions of this were pretty successful. I think they were, the Saleens that raced in American Le Mans Series, etc. And this speed is just ridiculous. Ooh, bit of oversteer there. Trying to turn a corner at 180. Car doesn't quite have the grip to do that. There's a little bit of a shame. Again, I could tune this and everything and spend forever making this the ultimate crazy mobile, but that's not what this is about. It gets 4 laps to try and beat a standard Agera. So far, I don't see any reason why it can't. It's not out of control at all, this car. I mean, I'm in second gear there, and I'm booting it with 1,000 horsepower, and the car is gripping the road. I don't know, how do you do that, Saleen? That's ridiculous. That has so much, like, normally sort of 500, 600 horsepower cars have problems in Forza 5. Forza 5 has just less grip in general. In case you haven't seen a video about Forza 5, or maybe this is the first one you're watching from us, Forza 5 in general has a hell of a lot less grip. 500 horsepower, 600 horsepower cars can have problems when you just boot it out of a corner. This is 1,180 something, and I can boot it out of a corner, and it grips out of that corner there where we've seen so many problems in the past with cars. It's already beaten the Agera's time. The Agera was a 126.4. I think it was a 126.4. We've just done a 23, and that was with a huge moment through this corner. This is quick. There is no doubt about that. This is probably the... Jeez, that is insane. That can get up to 190. It can. I think it could probably do 200, and then if I timed it perfectly, I could hit 200, slam on the brakes, and then get it stopped. But hitting that perfectly, there is so little room for error in that. Well, as with all of these silly cars, you get very little room for error. In the speed department, it's even smaller in this. This is by far the fastest car we've had here. The handling department, I mean, yeah, sure, you can get it sideways. You'll see it twitching from time to time. And there we go again. If you can get it wrong, but that's forgiving. For the sort of car that this is, it is remarkably forgiving. How are you this good, Saleen? How are you this composed through the corners? I'm not fighting it. I'm not... Ooh, I am now when I'm... It's quite wide. I will say that about it. But I'm not constantly fighting to put the power down at all in this car. See, look at... That is some grip it has got. I had a wheel on the grass and it still didn't want to let go. Not a great lap, that one. Let's see if we can do better. Over the bump, yeah, it unsettled it a little bit through there. Probably don't need to have it in first. Don't need to give it any reason to spin the wheels up more than it absolutely has to. Down here, can we hit the 200 mark before I decide to brake? Come on, 200. There we go. And now stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Ooh, it can stop, but it's a bit of a fight trying to get it all in line. That's quite a nasty corner. That's actually a very nasty corner, because you're sort of turning a corner and you want to brake and you want to get it all in line. That's quite tricky in a car with this much speed. It does have, like, the brakes are pretty good. Sure, you know, they're not a match for the Caterham or the Lotus. They do a pretty damn solid job of stopping this, though, which is a good thing. It needs to have top brakes for this kind of thing. Holy crap, is it quick. Then again, through this next corner. Yeah, this is really composed. Like, I'm being a bit foolish almost with the power delivery on here. I'm just booting it out of these corners. I'm putting it down into first. I can get away with it. I shouldn't be able to get away with this. This is very, very good, which is surprising. This is definitely the best silly car. Well, it's not massively. It's quite silly. It's not massively silly though. And then floor across the line at 21.3. Yeah, this is. Not surprising that this thing is a monster. That is a very, very quick car. That is phenomenally quick. And amazingly, it is pretty damn good to drive as well. Okay, sure, you know, if you've not driven high-performance cars with all assists off, etc., I could imagine this would be a bit daunting. But honestly, this is probably one of the easiest silly cars to drive. I really think it is. That's remarkable for all of that power. That's a really very impressive car. However, we've seen the lap time. It is miles quicker than the Agera, miles quicker than anything else we've ever tested for this particular challenge. Again, nobody's really surprised by that. I shouldn't. If you are, then you also don't know too much about cars. No, I'm not surprised this thing is phenomenally fast. It's a great car. How fast can we get in a straight line, though? With the Aero one, it reckons 260 something. So for this time, I'm going to take the Aero off because I genuinely think this could be the fastest or one of the fastest cars in the game. If it can have the most powerful engine, we know it's good aerodynamical efficiency on this car because it gets a lot of speed standard. So what does it reckon it will do if we take off this? 69. What's actually the speed of the Veyron SS? I am not entirely sure. This reckons it'll do 270. Now we're going to try and hit 270 at Le Mans. If there's any place in this game that it can hit 270, it will be there. The question is, will having me taking the arrow off make it undrivable? That is a distinct possibility, especially with some of the sillier cars. Like on this car here, I trust the chassis of this car to be able to deal with these speeds. It's designed to do 230 miles an hour. I don't trust a Lotus 11 that's designed to have a 90 horsepower engine. I don't trust that to do 250 miles an hour, you know. In fact, you saw the Lotus 11 was wheeling its way down the straights, etc. This should be a lot better. This should be a lot more composed for this kind of thing. It's designed for it. It's also a lot more modern than some of the vehicles we've had on this, so better suspension as standard, better chassis, and so on. Okay, crazy Saleen, let's see what you can do. Woo. Okay, little bit too eager on the old throttle. How does it handle without any aero? That's an interesting question. And woo, yeah, pretty a bit more sideways, although that was helped by a curb. Also, Road America, it's mostly medium speed corners around that layout that I was driving, with a couple of slow ones thrown in for good measure. This is a lot higher speed than the corners we find there, so a little bit more of a I've outbraked myself. I'm trying to carry too much speed again. I think it's just, well, I'm not a particular fan of Le Mans, don't really drive this track very much, don't really like it, so a little bit inexperienced, and again just getting caught out with the speed that this car can carry. I've hit the bumps. Those curbs are nasty. Wasn't my fault, the curbs did it. Right, let's see how stupidly quick you can go. We may adjust the gear ratios if we think it can go faster, as yeah, I do genuinely believe this could be the quickest car that Forza 5 has to offer. Jesus Christ, 250 already. Yeah, this is a bit quick. We're up to 260. Are we just going to run out of steam? I think we might. No, we're still going. That's 270. and that is all the car has got to offer. Oh, no, 71. Aha! I beat you, benchmark. I beat you. I got more speed out of it. 271. Yeah, this is quick. This is mighty quick, and it can hold it through there at 260 without aero. That's how good the chassis is on the Saleen. Are we going to stop in time? Ooh, we are as well. And stop. It's crazy. It is stupidly fast, this car. It's ridiculously quick. Incredibly good handling for what it is. I'm not sure silly is the word for it. It's a great car. This Saleen, this really is a phenomenal vehicle. So much speed and still somehow controllable. I don't know how that works, but this is a very, very good car. We're already at 2. Yeah, this is pretty damn quick. I don't think there is much that will go quicker than the Saleen, because I don't think you can do many upgrades into the Veyron and to the Venom. So I think the Saleen could be one of the faster cars that you can get on here. 271 is all it's got. I can't do any more than that with it. Well, there we go. That is it for this silly car build. This is a phenomenal vehicle. I highly, highly recommend the Saleen S7. I think it's a supercar that's often forgotten about. Don't forget about it. This is a very, very good car. Incredibly good car. As this is proved, despite putting almost 1,200 horsepower from a 6-litre V12 in this thing, it is still drivable. You know, it's still pretty good to drive as well. This is, yeah, a really rather incredible car. However, that is it for this video, guys, so thank you very much for watching. Leave your suggestions for cars you want to see me do a silly build on in the comments, and I'll have a look through. The most popular or my favourites will be in a video at some point. However, until next time, goodbye.